My son's teacher thinks I'm a liar, so let's talk about it. So, this week is parent teacher conference at his school. I had originally scheduled our meeting or whatever a couple of weeks ago. Well, it so happens to fall on my grandma's funeral services that are going to be happening tomorrow. So, when the teacher had sent out a reminder about our meeting, I then had to tell her I have to cancel. Unfortunately, it landed on the same day and time, and I will not be able to attend. Why in that moment did she find it upon herself to go and talk to my son and bring up the fact that I'm not going to be attending the meeting because somebody died in our family, and then begins to ask him, did your grandma die? And then my son says, well, yeah, a long time ago. Well, to him, he's 7. A long time ago was last month. She then begins to say, is your mom lying? Bitch. Why, number 1, am I gonna lie about that? 2, why are you talking to my kid about why I can't attend parent-teacher conferences? And 3, you're talking to my son about death? Why are you talking to him when I haven't even talked to him or discussed what I'm going to be doing or attending? That is something he's not even going to. So the fact that you're sitting here and bringing that up to a 7-year-old is beyond me. And the fact that you're questioning him and you're asking him if I'm lying is beyond me. He got into my car so confused. And then she has the audacity to write me and says, well, I hope he understands when you talk to him about it, because when I told him, he said his grandma died a long time ago, and poor boy, he is so confused. Bitch, he's confused because you're bringing up shit that does not concern you, and you're bringing up shit that he does not need to know about and that I have not told him about, and you're gonna do it at school is just beyond me. And then after I had told her I'm gonna have to talk to the principal about this because, 1, it's not your place and it was very unacceptable that you did that at school to him, she then tells me, well, I just found it very confusing why you would pick an appointment day to land on such a very important special day. Why I would pick it to land on that day? I'm literally canceling it. You didn't believe me and you went and asked my son if I'm lying. That's the problem, and it's a huge problem. And one thing about me is I don't fucking play when it comes to my kids. So you will be hearing from me. The principal will be talking to you because it's not going to happen again. Trust me.
One time in elementary school, there was this boy who sat next to me. I might have been in like 2nd or 3rd grade. And he was an asshole. He was rude, and he grew up to be a Trumpy, so I don't regret this, but he was being mean, and we had to like write something, right? Like a paragraph or something, and he asked me how to spell a word. So I gave him a bunch of random letters, and I knew they were random. I knew how to spell the word, but I gave him a bunch of random letters. And he went and he turned it in, and the teacher got really mad at him, and she was like, these are just a bunch of random letters. And he was like, she told me how to spell, and I was like, no, I didn't. I didn't get in trouble.
I used to park farther down the beach, and when I parked down there, somebody that used to stop by and like talk to me was like this like rich guy that lived right near there, and he was just like chatting whatever. And then one day he's like, hey, do you ever need extra money? My cleaning lady's out of town for the week and I could use your help. And normally I don't like to do that, but I did need some extra money, and I felt bad saying no, not because of him, but because like I should accept work. So anyway, so I was like, okay. And then I did it, and you know, it sucked. He has a really big place and it's cleaning, so it wasn't fun, but I did it. And he paid me for it, and that was it. And then the week was over, and then like a few months later or something, he stopped by my car again. He's like, oh, hey, do you mind helping out again? She's gone for a week. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, yeah, just come tomorrow. So I showed up the next day, and when I showed up, I could tell that it was freshly clean. And so I was like a little confused, but like, you know, and you can just walk into his place. He just leaves the door open. So I could tell it was clean. And then I get a text from, one second. I get a text from him, and he's like, where are you? And I'm like, I'm starting cleaning. And he's like, I'm up in the bedroom. And I'm like, okay, I started in the kitchen. He's like, no, come up here. So I'm like, okay. So I go up there. He's got a massage table set up, and he's like, do you like massages? And I was like, I guess so. And so the massage got pretty in-depth pretty quickly. And I don't know. I didn't really mind that much. I mean, he was easy to talk to, and he's very wealthy, but not attractive the way I would like attractive. But we, beggars can't be choosers. I mean, you can't check all the boxes, right? So anyways, so he starts going for it, and his dick doesn't work. It's like mush, right? So I'm like, so I hightailed it out of there. Not in any rude way, but maybe a rude way. Like, I was just like, oh no, it was fun. Anyway, and I was like, but then I just, I don't know. I left. And then I just stopped parking down there, so I just wasn't in his energy field. I didn't want him to see me. I didn't want to see him. I was just like, I want to be done with this. So months passed by, right? And because the thing is about it is, like, I was pretty annoyed because, like, he lied. He said he was wanting cleaning, and I don't think he really ever wanted cleaning. It's like, just just say what you're trying to do, man. It's not that fucking hard, dude. So anyways, months passed by. He hasn't seen me. I haven't seen him because I stopped even skating down in that direction. And he calls me and he's like, hey, I haven't seen you in a long time. You've been out of town? And I was like, no, but I just didn't answer. I didn't say anything. I was like, And then he's like, hey, can you stop by this morning? I just want something I want to give you. So I stopped by the next morning, and he's like, I never paid you for last time you were here. And I was like, but I didn't clean. And he's like, oh yeah. And then he's like, well, let me give you this. And he hands me this gigantic, not little, gigantic bag of smoke. And he's like, when he's a big man on campus, he's like, how long will this take you to finish? First of all, who gives a what? But I'm like, I don't even know when I'll get to it. I'm like, I've got plenty. I'm not, like, I kind of put him in his place there. Like, dude, I'm not like, it's not like that. Like, I don't really care like that. And, but so, like, I left. Now, again, I still am parked down there. Now, months more have passed, and I went to go open it to see, because, like, I've had plenty of weed. I wasn't, like, it did take me a while to get to it, so I was, like, going in order. So then I went to go to his, and I opened the bag. It's a big bag, and it smells like shit. Like, dude, your product is ass. And I really want to give it back to him. I want to, like, leave it in his house with a note that says, this weed is about as effectual as that mushy ball you have between your legs. That's cool, right? I think I'm going to. No, I don't know. Not really worth the effort, but I just don't like accepting shit.
So I'm getting ready for work. I bartend at Live in Miami, and I figured I would talk about this because people ask me all the time. They're like, what's the craziest thing you've seen? Like, you must see so much shit. And I do. Like, you guys, I've been at Live for just about 9 years, and I've been bartending just about 18 years. And I have seen it all. And I guess, like, when I started, the craziest thing, I just, like, in general, was just, like, how expensive things are and how much people spend. I'm just like, bro, this is fucking wild. I've seen tabs over $300,000. I've seen somebody order, what is it, like, not the 3 liter, the one bigger, or Jeroboam, I don't know, whatever the biggest champagne is. And literally, I think it was, like, $150,000. And I watched them pour it out just to be cool. Or just to, like, for the attention. I'm just like, this fucking shit's crazy. But what I think one of the craziest things I've seen was the amount a waitress got tipped. I bartend, so I'm behind the bar. Our tabs aren't nearly as high as the tables, but whatever. And I don't think I can say who tipped it, but she got fucking $75,000 tip. $75,000. That shit's crazy.
This is me bitching about my job at the strip club for like a second. You swerve and find Jesus people are still not welcome on my page. But last night really put me through it, and I need to just decompress for a second because I'm still mad about it. I had a bad Friday, which is rare. I don't usually have bad Fridays, so when I do, I get really fucking mad. The first thing to piss me off that night was this couple, this like middle-aged couple, and they were the kind of tippers on stage that would have like $3 and want to put it all in your fucking ass crack. And I'm like, no, bro. Like the fucking husband at some point tried to like slide $1 down towards my coochie. I was like, fucking watch it. You need to watch it. Like, and he was like, I was like, you know what the fuck you did? That's what pisses me off about them. They will violate you, and then when you fucking check them or smack the shit out of them or something, act all surprised. Like, you just touched my fucking vagina. Fuck you. And then at some point, the wife during a different stage set, she moved my fucking bikini so that she could see my nipple, and then looked at her husband like, and I snatched my fucking bikini back because bitch, fuck you. Stop trying to be cute for your fucking ugly ass man. Your man is ugly as fuck. I would hate to lay down with that every night. What the hell are you doing? Please divorce him or something. Or stay together because y'all both fucking suck. And then she got all apologetic and was like, I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean it that. I was like, you're fucking good, bro. You're fucking good. Like, just fucking ask permission next time. I'm still a human being. I still have boundaries. You still have to fucking ask permission before you do these things. And you're trying to be cute for your ugly ass man. Like, get the fuck out of here. But I was like, you're good. Like, stop worrying about it. If you were so worried about it in the first place, you wouldn't have done it, and you wouldn't be like apologizing to me so much right now. Fuck you. And then, you know how back in the day, I didn't even start stripping when the strip club was like really like that. But even when I started stripping, guys would come in and get a stack of hundreds and throw it in like 3 minutes, and then they would go get more stacks of hundreds and just keep doing the same thing. But we had a group last night. I hate groups like this so much, and there's so many of them these days, where it'll be a group of guys that all pull out like $50 fucking, and they're all middle-aged as fuck too. Like, I don't know what it is. It's that age range, like in groups. Middle-aged men in groups, that's one of my strip club betrayals at this point. It wasn't always like that, but it is now, because they come in, they all have like 20, $50 fucking, and they spread it out through every girl the whole night. They don't get dances, they don't get VIPs, they don't buy bitches drinks, they don't do shit. But when every girl gets on stage, they give them like $5 fucking, and they don't even throw it. They just want to put it all in your fucking ass. And I be cussing them out, and I cuss them out, and they kept being like, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. I was like, shut up, shut the fuck up, and stop looking at me. Stop fucking looking at me. Like, I've gotten to that point in the strip club. I am the mean bitch, fucking cunt, aggressive ass, like, just give no fucks dancer. That's where I'm at now. I wasn't always like this, but I am now, because I don't have time to fuck around. No, I don't want to drink, I don't want a shot. I want you to buy a fucking dance. Are you getting a dance? Okay, no, bye. I'm not that fucking mean. I still am very kind to people when we're having a conversation, and, you know, kind of building rapport, if you will, so that you want to go spend some time with me in the back. But, like, they kill me. They fucking kill me. I can respect the ones who are like, I don't get dances, I don't get VIPs, I don't want to stop you from making money. Okay, cool. But they'll fucking sit, most of them will let you sit there, and they'll talk your fucking head off to the point where you can't even get a word in to be like, hey, God, man, I gotta go. Just talk. I walk away. I walk away. I don't care if it's rude. I walk away. Because you're not even letting me speak. And I know you're not gonna get a dance by the way that you're fucking talking about your, like, it was insufferable last night. It was absolutely horrible. And I'm gonna really hope that tonight is better. And if it's not, then it just is what it is. It's not a good week. Whatever. Thursday night was not it either. And at the end of the day, like, I don't, like, stress about these things too much, like bad nights, because I've set myself up to a point where I'm stable and I could have a bad month or a bad few months and still be fine. But it's like, I'm tired. And this is why I keep going to class and keep doing good on my homework assignments, because I'm like, I don't know how much longer I can take this. I really don't. Like, I most days love my job. I really do. I make good money still. But there's some nights and some weeks where I'm just like, fuck, I gotta go get that degree. Gotta go get that degree. I think strip clubs can survive through recessions. Like, I think no matter what, guys are still gonna come to the strip club and like want to have a good time. But it's me. It's me and my short patience, which is so short right now. I'm tired.
So, since I'm homeless and my foot messed up, that gives a person a right to be rude, is all I'm saying. While sitting out here, a guy had the nerve to stop and have me walk all the way to the car with my foot like this. He had me come way to the car. Let me remind you, my foot is like this, to say, eat my dick. If y'all only knew how that made me feel. I have people on here making rude comments, all type of things. But if you was in my shoes for one day, you would not make it. I promise you wouldn't. You would not make it. If you see my legs, if I could work, trust me, I would. I wouldn't be sitting out here. Who would be? I have winter jobs. It's 2025, you guys. Is nobody gonna hire me with my foot like this? And yes, I tried for disability. It's not that easy.
So back in 2020, I was almost followed home, and I'm just going to get into the story time of it. So back in 2020, during the pandemic, it was probably like in the beginning of May. I wanted to go out and take a walk. It was probably like 12 p.m. For context, I'm from and living in the West Village, and I walked to Soho. This is something that I just do all the time. And it was early in the day, like around like 12 p.m. So I didn't think it would be a problem considering that I knew that there weren't that many people in New York City at the time. But I did see some people walking around. And like I said, it was broad daylight. I have my phone. I'm on FaceTime with my mom. I'm just taking a stroll. So now that the scene is set, I'm walking on Lafayette Street. And I'm basically at this point, I'm going home. And I'm on FaceTime with my mom, and I turn around and I notice that there's this young guy following me, but I can't be sure if he's following me at this point because I just noticed him. So I crossed the street a couple times and I noticed that he's literally doing the same thing I'm doing. So I'm actively on the phone with my mom on FaceTime telling her everything that's happening. I'm like, this guy is definitely following me. Like, he just crossed the street. I'm like, all right. And at this point, I'm trying to stay as calm as possible. I'm getting actually aggravated because I'm like, what is going on now? Like, is he going to try to like approach me or try to hit on me? Because I don't have time for this. I'm trying to get out of here. So I'm walking on Lafayette Street now. I'm going towards Prince Street. And I noticed that he's literally right behind me. So I said, all right, let me stop walking. Let him walk ahead of me, see where he goes. So I do exactly that. And he goes ahead of me and he ends up crossing the street. And there's a Duane a really big Duane Reade on the corner there on Lafayette Street. And there's this metal box near the staircase that I believe is also like for the wheelchair accessibility. And he's hiding behind this metal box. And the only thing I can see is like this, just his eyes and his head. So I'm like, oh, he really following me. Okay. I start breaking down because I've never been in this position before. And I'm 20 years old. I just wanted to take a walk. I'm over it. I'm crying. And my mom is like freaking out. She's like, call the police. I'm calling your brother, and your brothers are coming down right now. So I call the police. I go into the little park, this little tiny park in the middle of the intersection on Lafayette Street. And I'm on the phone with the police. This man walks into the park and he sits down on the bench like 10 feet across from me, and he's smiling at me menacingly while I'm crying on the phone with the police describing what he looks like. He's smiling at me like this. That's how he's smiling at me while I'm describing what he looks like to the police. I'm like, yes, the pizza is smiling at me. Yeah. And I'm making jokes about this because this happened almost like over 5 years ago. And now I wish somebody would. But you know what? Still messed up what he did to me. He still made me feel scared. He still made me feel uncomfortable, which was the goal. Police come and I run out of the park and he ends up disappearing. I'm sure he was probably hiding, watching the entire thing. But essentially, the police don't do anything because he didn't do anything. He just almost followed me home. And who knows what happened after that. But what this did teach me and what this DoorDash situation taught me is that y'all don't care about women until they're dead.
Hey guys, I don't normally post stuff like this, but I kind of need to vent right now because I am insanely pissed off. But here's basically a story time on the TikTok that I posted a few months ago of my dad trying to kill me and also just being like abusive my whole life. Okay, so some backstory. If you go and look at the original video that I posted, there's like pictures of me with bruises and a swollen lip and I don't know, stuff like that, like messages. That's maybe like 5% of the crazy shit that he inflicted onto me and my family. It's kind of not possible to like fully portray 15 years of abuse in a short slideshow. And there's also the police report that I guess I'll explain also. Okay, also before I explain any of that stuff, I really just want you guys to understand my dad is insane, like clinically insane, mentally ill, like something. I've never met another person like that. Like something is wrong and it's very obvious. I recently got into contact with my oldest sister, who I haven't spoken to my entire life, because she cut off my dad for being the abusive maniac that he is, and she's in her 30s or 40s now, I think. And she basically told me all these stories about how she basically went through the same exact thing, that he was insane, that, you know, he is stalking her still to this day, you know, just like how abusive he was. Like, I don't, she told me stories about the way that he abused her, the way that he abused my older brother, which was the hardest for me to hear about because my older brother died from a drug overdose, and he was very, very brutal, to my brother. Anyways, he abused his own mother when he was younger. He abused his ex-wife. He abused essentially every single person that he's ever come into contact with, or had a conversation with, basically. When it comes to me saying that he would torment me, a lot of the ways in which I was abused were definitely like just mental games to like that would really just like tear anyone down mentally. He would wake me up in the middle of the night and I would wake up to like being slapped or like hit completely unprovoked, like I'm sleeping helpless in my bed. He would stay up all night. He's actually at the door trying to get in right now. Oh, that's funny. Anyways, he would stay up all night just to yell at me, and I wouldn't get to sleep at all because I got yelled at all night, and then I would have to go to school the next morning like nothing happened. He would, just like threaten to kill himself and be, overdosing on pills, like literally taking all these pills and like screaming at me that it's my fault, while he's like slurring his words and overdosing. Yeah, there was just never a day that like I just wasn't getting screamed at, and that really does a lot to you mentally when you are being screamed at for no fucking reason every single day of your life for years and years and years. It really takes a toll on you. Anyways, basically that day he was yelling at my mom, like he normally does. I can't even like say specifically what he was yelling about because he really just yells about anything and everything, and he was probably yelling about like 40 different things that day. Like there's never one specific reason, like he just yells, just to yell. So he was yelling at my mom for about 3 or 4 hours, and I wasn't involved in that argument the whole time. Finally, I decided to get involved, and I asked him to stop yelling at my mom. This is all also in the police report if you want to go and look at the slideshow. Yeah, and he basically just didn't like the fact that I was questioning his authority and decided to strangle me. Sorry, there's like weird noises outside. Anyways, when he decided that he was done strangling me and decided to spare my life, I guess, after screaming that he was gonna kill me, he went into the kitchen and took out his gun, and put it up against his head and pulled the trigger. And then I called the police on him. The gun did not go off, by the way, I should probably say that. The safety was on the gun. Anywho, the police came and arrested him, for strangulation and terroristic threats and resisting arrest and, assault and simple assault, just like a whole bunch of the different things, and he got a whole bunch of, felony charges. We then got a PFA against him because he was bailed out of jail immediately, and this leads me into the latest update that is completely fucked. But the PFA that we got, which stands for Protection from Abuse, by the way, states that he can't talk to me at all, he can't, text me, call me, like, communicate with me in any way, shape, or form, but because his name is on the house, even though my mom owns half of it, he didn't get evicted from the house, which if he did get evicted, it would only be temporary until my parents got divorced, and then they, like, split the worth of the house. Sorry, my mom just called me because she wanted to see if I got home safe, because, she's also staying in a hotel right now. That's another update. She's staying in a hotel right now because my dad, threatened to kill her recently. Yeah. By the way, the only reason that I'm here is because I, like, need reliable Wi-Fi, for school, and also need to be close enough to be able to drive to work, so. Anyways, back to what I was saying. The PFA didn't evict him from the house, so he, like, was staying somewhere else. And we just had a court date, deciding who gets occupancy of the house, either me and my mom, or my dad, and they picked my fucking dad. They picked my dad, and me and my mom are now getting punished and have to find somewhere to live when we are the victims of, one, not only assault and attempted murder, which the court doesn't seem to consider it, attempted murder, even though he was screaming that he was going to end my life, and also, if anyone does any research about, strangulation, it is so incredibly easy to kill someone the second that you put pressure on their neck. Like, the odds of dying are so insanely high. Anyways, yeah, and now I have to pack up all my things and move out of my house in 30 days. Don't you guys just love America and the court system? Don't you guys just love judges and lawyers? Don't you love them? I guess I'll give you guys another update when we go to criminal court. But that's all for now. I'm getting kicked out of my house because for no reason, so yay.
I have time this morning. My rider just pissed me off. My first ride of the day. She's in the middle of nowhere. It's a reservation ride. And for those that don't know what a reservation ride is, it is when you order a ride in advance and we're guaranteed to be there within 5 minutes of the time. Okay? Every blue moon we're off, but the algorithm will try to get a driver there at that time. Okay? And so I'm there. She's in the middle of nowhere. It's a mansion in the middle of nowhere, but the mansion is converted into some kind of like home. I don't know if it's a group home or something, whatever. There's staff in there. I can see the signage, whatever the case is. So I'm there 5 minutes before the time. All right. So when you do a reservation, you have 5 minutes past. And then at that point, we can cancel. Okay. So for a reservation, if you don't know, we get that full amount.
So reservations are great because it locks in the price, but if you don't come out, if you miss the reservation, we get the full amount. So if your ride was $37 to get from where you're going to like the airport, and you don't come out for a reservation, you lose $37. It tells you that when you order a reservation. I digress. So she's in the middle of nowhere, okay? I get there 5 minutes before, and I'm sitting there. I notice I don't have no service. It says SOS. I'm like, it ain't even saying I'm here. The timer not counting down. I'm like, yo, it's not even counting down the timer for me to be able to cancel. I can't cancel no way. I tried to send a message. Of course, that didn't go through. I'm trying to call. Of course, that didn't come through. I'm like, well, I hope she has enough common sense to just walk out, because if she just comes out, I can go ahead and just start the ride. Like, I could just put my code in, her code in or whatever, and I could just start the ride. And then when the service come up, when I go down the street, it'll just pop up and then just start leading me, right? So she didn't come out. And I gave her extra 5 minutes because I can't cancel. It's not even counting down at all. And I'm like, well, it's past the reservation time. Am I going to lose the money? Like, I didn't know what was going to happen in this scenario. So I drive away. And finally, it gets to the point where I'm seeing a couple bars. So I call. It rang, and then I heard nothing. And I'm like, I sent a message. I'm like, look, do you still need a ride? Because there's no service over there. I can't, communicate with you. And then I didn't see nothing. Then I seen a message pop up. I seen her actual location pop up when I drove away, like her live location show up because I had service. So I'm like, well, I'm just gonna go back around. Maybe she's standing outside. So as I turn back around to go back, she was just like, are you here? So I'll go back. She gets in the car. Oh, she's standing outside. She gets in the car. And I was like, I've been waiting out here for over 15 minutes for you. She was like, oh, it didn't tell me that you arrived. I was like, ma'am, you ordered a reservation ride. We have to be there within that window. All you have to do is, I was right in front of the door. All you have to do is just look out the door or come out. You would have saw me sitting here. Well, it didn't tell me you were here. But you ordered for 7:10, right? Yeah, but it didn't tell me you were here. So you didn't think to look out the door? But it didn't tell me you were here. What is your PIN number? Because I use pins. She gave me the PIN number. Of course, it's just sitting there because I don't have no service. And then I start driving. I get maybe a half a mile away, and everything starts popping up. The route starts, my phone starts waking up. I start to get service. And we were in silence. I didn't even confirm the address or nothing. I just started driving. Like, I understand that it does tell you when we arrive, but you're in the middle of nowhere. You're in Wi-Fi. I even tried to connect to the Wi-Fi in the business, but they all had passcodes on them. Because that's the thing, too. Like, if I show up somewhere and I don't have no service, I'll try to Wi-Fi to whatever it is to get some service. Couldn't even do it. They were all locked. So she's in Wi-Fi. She doesn't realize that everybody else around there don't have no service. But my thing is, why didn't she could literally just look out the door. I was right in front of the door. I watched 4 of her colleagues go in. I stopped drinking caffeine. I literally had to come. I'm at Quick Trip right now. I had to come and get some caffeine because I don't drink. But this is one of them times where you need a drink, but I'm working. So I can't drink and drive, but I'm a caffeine and drive because that was the first ride of the day. I had to woosah for a second. I had to literally get off the app for a second because I understand what she's saying, but she doesn't have a car. I'm sure she does this often. This can't be the first time that happened. Because clearly she's in the middle of nowhere. In the desert. I live in Phoenix. If you order a reservation ride and it may not tell you that we're there, just look outside or be outside at that time. You can just look out your window, open your door, look out, because literally we can be sitting there and just not have no service, especially if you know you live in a poor service area. Yeah. Happy Wednesday.